very exciting. It's lovely to have you all here. So, just a quick acknowledgement of our space and where we stand. Tēnā koutou katoa. Tuarua ki ngā mate, haere, haere, haere atu rā. E mihi ana te mana whenua o Ngāti Toa me Taranaki Whānui. Kia tātou e tau nei, kia ora. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. It's wonderful that you're all here today. So every month we have a different theme, and this is a global theme, so everyone around the world, chapters around the world are celebrating this theme, and today we have mentor, and my lovely co-host Claire is going to share with you the little blurb about mentor. I'm going to give her the mic. There we go.
I feel like a YouTuber.
You are now.
Okay, kia ora koutou. Mentor. No one is born with all the knowledge and skills they'll need to thrive in life. That's why kids go to school. But we shouldn't stop learning once we graduate. We need to find new teachers. A mentor doesn't have to be an expert or top of their field, just someone who's been there and done that before. Someone to show you the way and offer a bit of advice and encouragement. Ideally, they're willing to make introductions and mention your name when you're not in the room. Being a mentor is considered a way of giving back, but mentors often get just as much out of the relationship, if not more. Beyond the satisfaction of helping, mentors also learn from their mentees. From a fresh way of looking at established practices to tackling new problems with a beginner's mindset. So, don't be afraid to ask for help. We all could use a guide as we climb. Find your mentors and be a mentor in return. Your plans for growth are more likely to succeed if they include lifting others up as you rise. Thank you.
A big shout out to our wonderful global sponsors, Adobe. Who uses Adobe products? Put up your hand. Yeah. Who used an Adobe product yesterday? Who used one this morning? Nice. Wow, impressive. I didn't. Sometimes I do though. So Adobe is actually partnering with Creative Mornings to obviously support us, but also provide some really interesting programs and internships. So jump on the Creative Mornings website and check that out if you're interested. And there's a lovely article that they've recently done about the power of mentorship. And that's the Adobe Creative Apprenticeship Program that you can find on our website. And a wonderful big shout out to our local sponsors. So we have 6 Barrel Soda for our speaker gift, Libertine Teas for those of you who do not drink the coffee, Coffee Supreme for our caffeination this morning, and All Good Oat Milk, as well as Pornicare Bakery for the beautiful bread and dough bakery for your gluten-free loaf. We've got Bad Baker for our breakfast cookies, and yes, breakfast cookies, very important, most important cookie of the day. And 40 Thieves for our peanut butter.
Christine, we've also got the creator of Libertine Teas in the room today. I won't mention any names, but welcome.
Ooh. Hello, wave at me. Hi! Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Pleasure.
And then our space today, 257, a wonderful venue space. If you're looking for somewhere to work, a co-working space, check this place out. They do a 1-week trial, and there's a range of options from spending the day here to a permanent desk space. We've got our guest photographer today. Where are you gone? Hiding. We've got our videographer today. And we've got colour craft for the labels. That I'm not wearing one. And then also shout out to our amazing volunteer team that makes you the coffee, makes you the toast. It's wonderful to have you all here, and we could not do these events without you. Woo! Woo! You should sit in the front more often. And, well, jump back. What? Without further ado, would you like to introduce Claire?
Yeah.
Drop to. Oh. Oh.
Well, I can do it quickly. This is Rob Cousins, everyone. Our speaker this morning.
There we go, is that it?
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, that's intro. Cool.
Cool.
You've already got a mic, don't you?
I do. I guess another big shout out to you folks. Actually, you guys have all got up early on a Friday and come in to do something that you don't know what you're going to do. So a big shout out to you for putting the effort in there and choosing to put yourself in that space as well. So my name's Rob Cousins, and I promised you not to talk. So I've been asked to introduce myself. So I spent a couple of minutes doing that, and then we're going to get you guys, I guess, exploring what mentoring is and what it means. So we can do like an experience version of it, not dictionary definitions, blah, blah, blah. But what does it mean? What does it feel like? How can we access it? That's really what we're going to focus on today. But I was asked to do a quick intro for me. So my name's Rob Cousins. I've done like thousands of things in my career. I've done like big finance companies. I've worked for government in policy. I've run leadership expeditions. I've done leadership development for small teams, big organizations, and so on. So there's quite a range, but I think the thing that always comes back to like the core is that everything, everywhere is about people. Nothing happens without people, and people don't do anything without other people around. So the core of anything is really the way that people interact, see each other, support each other, or don't support each other. We seem to have a tremendous power over each other in many, many ways. And that's the energy that I feel that we can all harness and use in some way. You can use it for good, you could use it for evil, but it's the kind of thing that we can all access and use. And that's really the power that I'd like us to connect with and explore today.
Rob, can I get you to shift?
Shifting this way. Yeah. I nearly tripped over that.
You did.
Promised to trip over something new, but I didn't.
Show that button.
Yeah. I suggested I maybe start with a couple of examples around mentoring. So I thought I'd talk a bit just around my experience. The first time I came across the idea of mentoring, I think I was 22. I just joined a really big graduate scheme for a big finance firm, and mentoring was one of the things that you got. So I was allocated a mentor. He was on the executive of the company. He worked in a different city to me. His name was Stephen Marshall. And I still don't even know how tall he is, actually, because I only ever met him sitting down. But it was allocated to me. So it was a time in my life where I had a thirst for knowledge. I was keen to get involved. I was going to try anything. I was going to pick anything up and just try and make it better, do the best job that I could with it. And I had a sort of group of people around me, and I was allocated Stephen as my mentor. I remember going to meet him when I was in the city he was in, and we had a chat. It was a nice chat. You know, he was older than me. He'd been on a graduate scheme too. But I guess I sort of reflect on that, and we had nice chats, but I don't really remember them. He introduced me to a couple of people, but I don't really remember what I was introduced for or ended up doing as a consequence. And it was good to have a mentor, but I wasn't really clear on what I was learning, what I was understanding, how it related to my life at that point. So it's like one experience of mentoring that I've had. The second experience is many, many years later. It's like a next stage in my life. I remember being quite confused. I was good at something, but I didn't enjoy it. I didn't understand why my skills were relevant to it. I remember working for a firm that that didn't quite get me, and I found that quite difficult because it meant that they couldn't back me. And I remember talking to this guy. I actually worked for one of the competitors of that firm, and I remember he helped me really understand what my skills were and how they related to the clients that we worked with. Helped me understand my strengths in a different way. And this is a person that wasn't allocated to me as a mentor. This is a person that I just sort of become connected with through the things that we've been doing, or the work that we've been doing, and we kind of, I guess, sort of see the world in the same way, saw the world in the same way. And I remember what we talked about. I remember the impact that it had on me. And I still carry some of that today and impart that wisdom to other people that I meet and see. So there are two different experiences of mentoring that I've had. And that second person is actually in the room. So we can do a bit of a reveal at the end. If they can't guess who it is themselves, because I do recognize quite a few faces here. But that's my little spiel about mentoring. Now we're going to get into exploring what it means, which is you guys. So your first task is to find someone you don't know, or find someone that you don't know very well, and pair up. And these are pairs you're going to be in for the rest of our little session here. But yeah, find someone you don't know that well. Just introduce yourself. Tell them something that they might not know about you. There you go. Off you go. Go find someone, please. You might have to get up, move around a little bit. Okay, folks, hopefully you found someone new or in the middle of making a new friend. Sorry to have to interrupt your blossoming friendship, but we want to keep a little focus on the specific conversation.
Anyone without a partner?
Everyone's got one. Okay. That was good planning to have only an even number, wasn't it? Yeah. So, little task for you, just spend like 5 minutes on this one. You can finish introducing yourselves as well if you haven't quite got there. But have a discussion in your pair about mentoring. What do you think it is? What do you think it isn't? What's it for? And there's a couple of cues here about things you might want to talk about for difference. So maybe it's about what purpose is it filling? Could be a range, could be a set of different things. The subject matter that you end up talking about, or it could be the kind of relationship that you have with someone or develop with someone, how that might change too. But here's a little discussion to explore what we already know. You can think about the experiences you've had of mentoring, or maybe the experience that felt like it but weren't called that. But yeah, 5 minutes. Just share amongst yourselves in your pair what you think it is. Okay, folks, sorry to interrupt again. Everybody's chatting quite intently there. Does anyone want to share some of the things that you've talked about, themes that cropped up? Anyone want to share? Yeah.
We were talking about sort of the purpose, and we were saying, there's a lot of different interpersonal relationships you have with people that you look up to, but that mentorship is kind of about asking questions and, going in with a purposeful conversation. If you just need someone to validate you, that's probably your parents. If you just need someone to complain to, that's your manager. But if you need someone to help you figure out, what your next move is or some feedback, that would be something that's motivating for a mentor. So there's a large scope of relationships that can help you, but that mentorship does have a very neat slice.
So there's a purpose there, which is like questioning, inquiry, like challenge type thing, and the range of people that are available for that is quite broad. Yeah, nice. What else? Anyone else? Yep.
Talked about the intention that the mentor holds as a message, like the non-verbal communication that can come through in a relational space.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can there's a lot of things that you understand about how someone else is approaching an interaction that is totally non-verbal, and if that person has got, your your success in mind and is like really rooting for you, you can really tell that in a relationship as well.
Nice. So it's the intention, like believing in someone, and you know that being a part of that relationship. Nice.
We talked about that intent as well, and we looked at it from the other side of it. You know, the person that is the mentoree, also having that intent and rocking up with this idea that they really want to understand, or you know, have that intent to learn or expand.
So it's like a genuine, authentic interest or care.
Possibly have taken a step already in
Yeah.
that direction, and they're finding you there as someone to sort of bridge that or give you confidence, or you know.
Nice.
take
There has to be a mutual respect there as well.
a total mutual.
Yeah, and so there's a mutuality in it too. Like,
If that's not
yeah.
there, then there's a mismatch. And it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Nice, nice. So that's really sort of talking about like there's an actual relationship. It's not so transactional coming together, but an actual rapport. Yeah, nice.
For us, it was a trust-based model.
Yeah.
So that we established that there needs to be a level of a connection, that people need to feel on the same wavelength in order to work together. So trust is the foundation to then build on.
Nice. So trust and rapport. That's excellent. Great. Sounds like you're all having a fantastic conversation. What I thought we'd do next is just a little like individual reflection now. So you sort of stay sitting where you are. But I was going to ask you just to sit comfortably and then just close your eyes. Then just have a big deep breath just to let your shoulders relax and hang. And just cast through your memories now to a time in your life where you weren't sure about something. I'm not going to ask you to share any of this. So this is just for you. Maybe it's a time when you were a bit stuck with finding something difficult. It could be anything. It could be a difficult challenge at work. Or it could be a difficult set of decisions in your life, or just not sure how to relate to something. You choose. But when you've found that memory of that moment, just focus on that memory a little bit. Just home in. See if you can connect with the version of you that was having that difficulty. Just notice how you feel about that. Now just zoom out a little bit. Who was in your life at that time? Who do you remember? Perhaps there's a particular person. Perhaps there's maybe just a conversation that was had that really stays with you as having been helpful. So now see if you can picture that helper's face. Or maybe it's their voice or their presence, whatever you connect with. Now check in again on how does that make you feel? Now zooming back from that, thinking about that person, that helper, that difficult thing that it helped through. What was it that they gave you or offered you? Now spread widely on that, because it might be a thing, it might be their time, it might be on the top some wisdom, but underneath that there's more. It might be care, it might be courage. Now step forward from what they've given you. So what has that helped you do? What steps has it helped you take? How does that stay with you even now with the person you are today? Okay, I'll ask you just to open your eyes and come back into the room. This is me going for the most quiet and still creative morning. So thanks for that. Just going to ask, staying in your peer with your new friend, have the same conversation. So based on what you've taken out of that reflection, what else would you say? What else would you add or change about mentoring, mentorship, what mentoring is? Yeah. So just turn to your partner, your new friend. So yeah, you've just had a second conversation, a second discussion about mentoring. So what's changed? What have you added this time round?
The courage.
The courage? Tell me more.
Well, sometimes it's your courage to say what you intuitively feel is right.
Yeah.
And that might be heard. And how that might be heard. and appreciated or not.
And appreciated or not appreciated. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
things are really sensitive. And doing that last little exercise that you had us do with our eyes shut, I hadn't really appreciated how much courage it takes I hadn't appreciated enough how much courage it might take the other person as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So I guess you're thinking there's a real vulnerability here, isn't there, on both parts? Yeah. Nice. Anything else? What else have you added or changed in this discussion?
Just the importance of respect and empathy. These are the two key
Yep.
skills to make it work.
Nice. Respect, empathy. Yeah.
Rob, we were at a great discussion about empathy and mentoring at a distance.
Yeah.
The idea that individually you can be and feel mentored by people who are dead, like poets or things that you see online that you're reading. So it's all at the distance. So the agency of the individual to seek inspiration and guidance without the other person mentoring actively.
Yeah.
Something about that.
So I guess you're talking about courage, for example. There's someone's going to be courageous in what they say. The other person has to be open and respectful at this, don't they, for that to be effective. Yeah. Yep.
Saskia was mentioning empathy, but also belief.
Yeah.
Belief.
Belief. Say more about belief. What in what?
Believing in the potential, the path of the other person, and believing that you've got something to contribute, I think. And building on what DK was saying, you know, there's a thought about, so I reckon I got mentored by 140 people in India, not one, you know, about 3 years ago. So I was thinking that switches the model. They didn't know it, but everything that's talked about in this room, they're giving me as much as I was giving them, so yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we were talking about that spiritual thing as well. It's more than just a physical thing. It's something that you can draw on from an environment, other than just a physical connection.
Yep. One more.
Just the experience that a mentor helps you see more possibility and connects you with your agency when you're not seeing it. So a little bit related to that belief thing as well. But possibilities, yeah.
Nice. Something that's really nice that's coming out of this little bit of sort of plenary here is that relational side, you know, courage, openness, respect and trust. But I think too, Jim, you would say you felt like you were mentored by 140 people at once or something. Yeah. And for me, it becomes a very powerful thing when you think about who is a mentor. And, well, I remember reading once about heroes. And everybody loves a hero, don't they? But as soon as you give someone the title of a hero, you can list out all the things about them that are not heroic. And they fall off that pedestal like it's like an unhelpful thing, it's an unfair thing. So it's often better to think of heroic things that people do instead of the heroes. And here, do we think about mentors? Or should we think about mentoring as like a task or a behavior that is accessible to all of us anytime? Like, let's really democratize that idea. Instead of seeking one thing, what's available to you from the people around you? And what can you contribute to the people around you? As Jim was saying, he's been mentored by people younger than you. So the thing with Creative Mornings is you have to leave with something. It's quite hard to do with mentoring because you can't really make something. So I thought what we could do is we could spend our last few minutes, last little bit of time, creating something that we can take away that is around this idea of mentoring each other. So just to start drawing this to a close, our last couple of activities, you've got a new friend now, you're friends. You've been talking for a while. We've been talking about like quite quite big things there. So think about what we've just talked about over this whole period of time, what your reflections have been. Think about how those themes relate to your life right now. And think about who your helpers have been. So just spend a couple of minutes in your pair just sharing that with each other. Yeah, off you go. Hey folks, thank you. I feel really mean, like I'm rushing you through a really good bit or something like that. But you know, it's nearly 5 to 9, and some people have places to go, and so I'll just start to move it through. Hopefully, you both had a little go at that bit. But just moving into our last little activity and exercise, this is where you get to take something away. So if you've just had a talk about how those themes relate to your life and where your helpers are and that sort of thing. Now you can mentor your new friend. Yeah. What have you heard from them? So earlier we were talking about the courage to say things, see things, openness to receive things, trust, believing in people, the empathy of what something is when it sort of comes up and lands. We're talking about that. It's quite a wide conversation. That felt quite shared wisdom in this room. So what have you heard from your new friend? What wisdom can you offer them? There you go. Thank you very much. I hope those conversations have been helpful in some way. I feel like the things you guys have talked about you know, what is mentoring, what is it about, what's it for, and those relational sides, they've been really powerful. They also feel quite, even though you're having your own conversations in pairs, they seem to be things that connected quite broadly across the room. So I hope that's been good. I hope you've been able to connect with the wisdom you have to offer as much as wisdom that you may wish to receive from others. So thank you very much for joining in, contributing and sharing and making a new friend. That's a good thing to go away with, isn't it? So I guess just as I wrap up, at the start I talked about 2 mentoring experiences that I had. And it wasn't that, you know, one was good and one was bad. They were just like really different, like quite surprisingly different. But something that doesn't happen very often is like explicitly thanking your mentors for what they do. Because I'm not sure they always sort of fully understand the impact that they have sometimes. I know they're doing a good thing, but what that did and what that does. So I did say that, you know, for that time in my life where I was a little bit stuck, I was a bit lost, didn't know what to do and where to go. Someone here really helped me through that, and it still sits with me now. So I just want to say thank you, Jim. I'm not sure if you understand how much that has helped me over the years. I'm not sure whether you really knew you were performing that role or not either, but it sits with me. And so I want to say thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, Jim.
Rob has done the same for me in the last couple of years.
No. It's like a little love-in, isn't it? Yeah. But there we go. Well, thank you very much for your time. I'm just going to hand back to you guys. And
get my mic. Thank you so much for being such a engaged and beautiful audience, not only for this event with Rob today, but for all of our events. I hope those who are new to Creative Mornings this morning come along to our next event. It will be August the 22nd, here at 2:57. Speaker still to be announced. So keep an eye out on our social media, and if you haven't already signed up, we have a newsletter that we send out. It's usually 2 times per month. Hopefully not too spammy.
The theme is Nomad.
The theme is Nomad, yes. So very exciting. So have a wonderful rest of your Friday. I hope it's off to a great start and you've taken something away today. And we'll see you all in approximately 1 month. Big round of applause. Woo! Thank you, Rob.